The frigid air shot through my uniform as I stepped out of the patrol car. The darkness enveloped me like a suffocating blanket. A gruesome discovery had been made in this desolate alleyway, as it was my duty to confront the unspeakable horrors that lay before me. I had spent countless nights on patrol, witnessing the grim realities of human nature, but nothing could have prepared me for this. As I approached the scene, a pungent stench permeated the air, nauseatingly familiar to me from years of experience with death. The glow from my flashlight illuminated the grisly spectacle, once destined to forever haunt my dreams. The lifeless body of a young woman lay sprawled across the cold concrete, her eyes wide with terror, her body bearing the unmistakable marks of a brutal assault. I swallowed hard, forcing down the rising bile that threatened to overwhelm me. This was not just a crime scene. It was a sacred space where innocence had been extinguished. With trembling hands, I began to collect evidence, with each piece another fragment of a twisted puzzle that I was determined to solve. Fingerprints, vibers, anything that could lead me to the depraved individual responsible for this heinous act. As I worked, my mind raced, piecing together the fragments of information that had led me to this moment. The victim, a promising young college student, had vanished without a trace just days prior. Her family, distraught and desperate, had clung to the hope that she would be found alive, but the gruesome discovery in the alley dashed their dreams into oblivion. I had encountered countless criminals in my career, but though the serial killer lurking in the shadows sent a chill down my spine. The methodical nature of the murder, the precision of the body had been concealed, all pointed to a predator who revealed his twisted fantasies. I knew that I had to stop him before he claimed another innocent life. Driven by a mix of determination and dread, I delved into the darkness, following every lead, no matter how tedious. I interviewed witnesses, poring over surveillance footages, and reached out to every informant I knew. Days turned into sleepless nights as I relentlessly pursued my quarry. The grim discovery in this alley had become an obsession, a wound that festered within me. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw the victim's lifeless stare, heard her silent screams. I knew that justice had to be served, that the monster who had taken her life had to be brought to account. With each passing hour, my resolve grew stronger, fueled by a righteous anger that burned within me. Then, one fateful night, a breakthrough came. A witness stepped forward, providing a crucial piece of information that linked the victim to the local bar. I wasted no time raiding the establishment, hoping to catch the killer in the act. As I burst through the doors, my senses were assaulted by the stench of stale alcohol and cigarette smoke. The bar was crowded, filled with motley crew and patrons. My gaze scanned through the room, searching for any telltale signs of guilt or fear. And then I saw him, a man sitting alone in the corner table, his eyes locked on the pool table. His face was ordinary, unremarkable, but there was an unsettling aura about him, a predatory gleam in his eyes. I knew in my gut that he was the one, the monster I had been hunting. With a calculated precision, I moved towards him, my hand resting on my service weapon. He sensed my approach, and his eyes fixed on mine. In a brief moment, I saw a flicker of recognition, followed by a cold, impersonal calculation. He knew he was caught, and he was ready to face the consequences. As I placed him under arrest, he offered no resistance. He had been expecting this, waiting for the inevitable moment when his reign of terror would come to an end. As I led him to the bar, he turned to me, a strange look of resignation in his eyes. "You can't stop me. There are others like me, you know. You will never catch us all." His words chilled me to the bone, a grim reminder that the darkness I had encountered tonight was just a small part of a much larger horror. But I was not deterred. I was sworn an oath to protect and serve, and I will not rest until every last shred of evil had been eradicated from our streets. The trial that followed was a grueling ordeal, a relentless assault on the senses. The detail of the victim's murder were laid bare, each gruesome revelation another sickening twist of his knife. The killer, a man named David, listened impassively as the weight of his crimes was laid before the jury. He showed no remorse, no empathy for the lives he had shattered. In the end, justice prevailed. David was convicted on multiple counts of murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. As he was led away in handcuffs, I felt a sense of closure, knowing that I had played a part in bringing this monster to justice. But the scars of the night will never truly heal. The memory of the victim's lifeless stare, the cold, calculating eyes of the killer would forever haunt my dreams. I'd seen the abyss, and it had changed me. I was no longer the same idealistic young officer who had entered the force with a naive belief that the world was just a fair place. The horrors I'd witnessed that night had opened my eyes to the raw, unforgiving nature of human evil. I knew that the darkness would always be there, lurking in the shadows, waiting for the opportunity to strike. But I knew, also, that I had a duty to stand against it, to fight for the innocent and the vulnerable. And so, I continued my patrol, haunted by the memories of the past, but driven by unwavering determination to prevent the future horrors from becoming a reality.